this video particularly, I will be sharing some of the valuable tips to help you to ace your software engineering interviews. No matter if you are a software developer that are looking for other opportunities in the job market, or you are a graduate from a coding bootcamp or a educational institution. In today's video, I am going to share some of the tips that I learned from my past experience that might help you to tackle those technical interviews and answer those behavioral interview questions and make you basically like the best candidates out there and make you feel comfortable to prep for your interviews. So without all the further ado, let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vicky May and I am a full-time software engineer in New York City. In this channel, you're gonna learn so many things that are related to tech. So let's quickly dive into section 1, which is the technical interview preparations. So the technical interview is a crucial part of software engineering hiring process. It really stinks, but here are some of the tips that might help you to prepare for it. The first things first is to research the company. Throughout the research of the companies that you're interviewing with, you will get a better understanding of the products and services that they are offering in the company and the technologies that they're using at the company. This type of knowledge will help you to tailor your responses to align with their needs. And that also just shows that you're interested in their organization. So the second step is to review the data structures and algorithms. So brush up on the fundamentals of data structures and algorithms such as like arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues, trees, sorting algorithms. Oh my gosh, just like so many data structures and algorithms that you have to review. And you have to just review them and then practice solving coding problems on platforms like LeetCode, HackerRank to help you to improve your problem-solving skills. And recently, I have been obsessed with using AlgoExpert, and I am not sponsored by them by any means. I just think that they're really a great platform to help you to prep for interviews. Step number 3 is to understand design system concepts. This is like something that is extremely tricky because you're not just like to memorize everything, you need to actually understand it. So familiarizing yourself with design system concepts like scalability, reliability, and performance, and study the common design patterns and learn how to design and optimize software systems. And this is like a very broad topic, and there's so many great books that I'm gonna link in the description down below for you to explore this topic and like really try to learn everything and prepare, fundamentals of design systems to prep for interviews. On top of technical interviews, questions, interviewers also would ask you questions are more behavioral to try to get an understanding of your soft skills and how your personality fits with their company culture. So here's how you can approach them. Step number 1 is to prepare for a STAR method. What that means is S stands for situation, T stands for task, A stands for action, and R stands for result. Is to like structure your responses to those behavioral questions with this structure. So like describe the situation first, and the task or challenges that you face, and then the actions that you took to resolve it. And then at the end, you wanted to kind of describe the positive results and the outcomes that you accomplished. Step number 2 is to prepare examples. So think of specific examples from your past experiences that highlights your problem-solving skills, your teamwork, your leadership, and your conflicted resolutions. and then you practice articulating these examples concisely and effectively. So then in the real interview scenario, you can just pull out these examples from the interview and explain them easily to your interviewers when you have those questions in the interview. So step number 3 is to research common behavioral questions. Look up common behavioral questions that asked in software engineering interviews and practice answering them. You are not going to be perfect until you start practicing on your own. So focus on how you communicate those examples in those common behavioral questions. Focus on showcasing your skills, your adaptability, and your ability to work in a team. I think those skills are super important, especially when you are in the interview and you want to showcase those type of skills that you have. Section 3, I think nobody likes this section, is whiteboarding. I feel like whiteboarding is like such a scary thing for software developers. So whiteboarding coding exercise basically evaluate your ability to write clean and efficient and correct code under pressure. Here is some of the tips that might help you to approach whiteboarding coding interviews. So tip number 1 is to understand the problem. So before you even trying to write anything on the whiteboard, you need to carefully read and understanding the problem first before you diving into the solution. Ask clarifications of the questions if you need it. Think of all these edge cases and just, ask as many questions as you can think of, because a lot of times it's not just getting to the problem and getting to the answer, but it's more about that whole process of discussing your approach with the interviewer, raising those questions, identify edge cases. Those are important things that you need to bring it up ahead of time when you hear the problem. Step number 2 or tip number 2 is to break it down. Break down the problem into small sub-problems and discuss your thought process with the interviewer. This demonstrates your problem-solving skills and your abilities to analyze complex tasks. Tip number 3 is to test your code. So write test cases to validate your solution and walk through them with the interviewer. This shows that your attention to details and your ability to critical think, and also your commitment to producing correct and production-ready code. And I think that this part is kind of very easy to overlook, especially for newer interviewees, because I think that a lot of times we are so rushed into getting the solutions, we forgot that we have to think of all these test cases, especially edge cases, to test your code. So having that show in the whiteboarding interview would make you a solid candidate. Here comes to sections number 4 is handling common interview challenges. Interviews can present various challenges, and here are some of the ways that you can overcome them. So the first thing is nervousness. I think that, everyone is nervous. Not just the interviewees are nervous, but even the interviewers, even myself, when I'm trying to conduct an interview, I am nervous too. So it's important for you as an interviewee to practice mock interviews with your friends or in front of the mirror to build that confidence. Deep breathing exercise and positive self-talk can also help you to calm your nerves before the interviews. I think the second thing is lack of knowledge. Be honest if you don't know the answers to a question. It's okay to not know everything, right? Because there's no way that we can know everything. Demonstrate that your willingness to learn and your problem-solving approach by discussing how you would go about finding the solutions. So a lot of times I would interview somebody and they might know the answers, but it's something that if you are curious about finding out the solutions, you can even say oh, that's a very interesting and challenging problem and I would like to think through it even after the interviews. Would you mind giving me your emails? Maybe I can let you know once I have more solid approach to the problem. And sometimes they might not want you to actually contact them, but it's just like that mentality of, hey, I don't know everything and I'm okay and I'm honest with not knowing everything, but I want to show that I'm taking the initiative to find out if there's any ways to solve this problem. And I think that shows a lot of who you are as a developer. So I think that helps a lot in those scenarios. Number 3 is time management. Time management is crucial during the technical interviews because a lot of times when interviewers are setting up interviews, they have certain milestones that they want you to hit. And obviously there are like different levels to those questions that they ask you, so make sure that you plan ahead of time, like at least like knowing and be aware of time management. So one way to do that is practice solving coding problems within a time constraint. So set up a timer or something to help you to improve your speed and help you to be more aware of timing when you're solving those coding interviews. Obviously, this video covers most of the methods and techniques that help you to prepare for interviews as a software developer, but obviously this is not all of it. I have a lot of content over here giving you ideas and books and materials to help you to prep for your technical interview as well as your behavioral interviews. So make sure to check out those videos on my channel and give me a like if you are enjoying this content. And remember, with consistent practice and preparation, you'll increase your chances of landing the dream job. So don't give up and keep going. Thank you so much for watching and best of luck to all of your interviews. And peace!